Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is the first upload in a month. I am the one in many and I have not posted in maybe more than a month, I think. Not because I didn't have time, I just didn't have motivation. But here we are for a brand new video on the channel, and as maybe you can tell, this video is going to be on the T-22 medium. It's not in store. There's no special reason to why I'm doing this except the replays that I have right now. The matter of fact is this tank is one very dearest to me. I really enjoy this tank and it's probably my favorite tier 10. It's not as broken anymore as people think, although these games might make you think otherwise. It's still an amazing tank though. Let's take a look at the stats first of all before we get into any games. Taking a look at the armor first of all, this is where this tank is very interesting. It has 100 on the front of the hull, 80 on the sides, and 80 on the rear. And we're going to open, well, I opened this, but that's okay. Let's go to Blitz Hangar T-22. I don't usually use Bing or anything like that. I usually use Opera, but as of right now, this is what popped up, so we're gonna go with it. Now, taking a look at the armor profile here, let me show you why this tank is so good on the armor. Just staring at it dead on, it's still pretty thick on the upper and lower plate. As you can see, 250 on the lowest, 251 on the lower plate, and 230 on the upper plate. So if you, for example, peek out like this would be visible here, but if this is hidden under some rock and, like, let's say just it's like this, right, and only this is visible, angle it like this, let's say this is hidden somehow, if you fully hold down like this, look at that. No, that's very thin, but obviously if you hide your lower plate and you only show this is still pretty thick. Now the main thing is the side armor. For example, a regular tank would side sweep like this, right? And it's insanely thick. The thing is, as you can see, this tank has a V-shaped hull. This means you can angle at something like, wait, let's just flatten it out, like this. And your armor is impenetrable. You can angle like this and your armor is impenetrable. You can angle like this and your armor is impenetrable. And that's something this tank is very good at doing, and reverse side scraping is one of the best things you can do in this tank, because you can angle like this, pull out like this, where almost nothing is visible, and your armor is still incredibly thick. Only weak point is this little line, but not many people are gonna hit it. Check this out. This is the gun, right? Let me just external modules. You do not see anything past this, let's say. You only see this, very hard to hit, and your armor is over 420 millimeters thick. Obviously on the rear, nothing too fancy, although if you're angled like this, you still can get some bounce on the rear as well. And the side dead on are still 150 millimeters thick, so you're not going to get HE on the sides. And where they are thinner, you have the spaced armor over here. The turret is very thick, except this little edge here, which occasionally you will get hit in. Though around everywhere else here there's a little bit of thin, but everywhere else is, you're not going to get bent. Maybe in the hatches you'll get hatched every now and then. Now we took a look at the armor, sorry for that. Now let's take a look at the rest of the stats. The main thing being the gun. 3500 DPM, 240 300 pen. You have 300 heat though, so if you're willing to sacrifice 245 DPM, keep in mind that's a lot of DPM. That's a lot of DPM. But if you're willing to sacrifice that much DPM, you can get an extra 30 millimeters of heat pen, which is a lot of heat pen. Now, sacrificing that amount of DPM for this heat pen, or sacrificing this heat pen for this DPM, is again up to your playstyle. It all depends on how you play this. I play this very aggressively, so I run the gun rammer. As for the rest of the equipment, since we're here, Enhanced gun lane drive. Supercharge not really because you're not going to be sniping. V-stabs you could because you're going to be running a lot, but the accuracy is still very good on the move in this tank, so there's no point in doing that. So refined gun is my choice. Defense system, I don't want to get ammo racked as much. Enhanced armor you can run, improved assembly, but enhanced armor again enhances that side armor, which is very, very good. Toolbox because enhanced tracks are useless. Improved optics because you're medium, you're not going to be camping, hopefully. Engine accelerator, obviously get that mobility up a little bit. You can run improved control to turn around faster. Actually, you know what? I could try. I'm going to switch over to that because you wiggle around faster. High-end consumables, you can run consumable delivery system, but getting that adrenaline for a little bit longer is very, very useful. Now, let's get into the replays of this tank, all on the same map that I noticed now, which is very, very interesting. I guess you're gonna have a masterclass on how to play the T-22 on Molenbeek, sorry. But before that, let me turn the game volume down just a little bit, so it doesn't bother you guys, the like 5 people that watch my videos. Okay, let's go over here and lower this down to 5%. Please. Okay, there we go. Game number 1, I'm playing alone. In the other 2 games, I'm going to play with one of my closest friends and a platoon mate in this game. Now, as you can see, I'm running gun rammer because of the 5.3 second reload. So, the T-22, let's take a look at how it looks like in game. As you can see, that V-shaped hull does not exactly look like a V-shaped hull because of the tracks, but once people don't know, if people don't know how to deal with you, you're going to be a very, very painful tank for the enemy to deal with. So, we're going to take the usual medium position I take in a T-22 medium, as you'll see. This position right here, and, well, we fluff a shell onto the TVP, which is quite sad. But we do manage to put another one in low rolling, unfortunately, 301 over there. We don't manage to put the third one in, but as you can see, I'm not being too aggressive. I'm playing this a little bit safe. There's a grille. I'm trying to get a shell into him, but it's not exactly working. I'm wiggling back and forth, as you can see. I take the shell because I can afford it. I have a lot of DPM, and I have a lot of shells as well, 37 AP, as you can see. There we go. That one hits 323. A little bit of a high roll there. He's taking a very aggressive position, and the TVP is also rushing towards me. Though he gets tracked and he misses a shell. He puts one into me. He puts 2 into me. I pick up the kill. And as you can see, I bounce with my hatch, I guess? He hatched me, but bounced. The grille, which saves me for 600 hit points from him. Another bounce from the grille. Very, very lucky there. And now I'm going to use my DPM to tear this guy to shreds before the TVP can come in and pick up the kill. He misses again because he just couldn't turn his turret. TVP wants the kill. I put the shell into him. 2,500 damage already, and there's still quite a lot of enemies to go. Now, I don't see... Oh, there's a T-57 that I didn't see earlier. He wasn't spotted. Now, the TVP has one last shell, and this is where I get to go to town. That was 1,200 damage. Well, it will be 1,200 damage that I can just put into this guy with no risk at all. The shot was a little bit sad that I didn't like average roll and kill him, but he's not gonna put a shot onto me. And that's 4,067 damage already in about 3 minutes, and there's still a lot of hit points to go through. There's about 3,000 hit points to go through on the enemy team. I'm gonna try and take a shell. It just doesn't go where I want to. So now I'm just thinking, I'm gonna make my way towards the enemy team. There's a 183. Our heavies, the E3 and 60p, are probably not going to last much longer. There's the 183 as well. 183 picks up a kill on the 60p for 1,000, and this is where I realized that, you know what, I'm going to get a lot of damage this game. So, our E3 picks up a kill on the 60p. I managed to sneak a shell into the Chieftain Mark 6. Now, I made a few mistakes this game, and you'll see what I mean by that later, but I put another shell into the Chieftain Mark 6 over there. Another shell into the Chieftain Mark 6, bouncing one of his, and I'm going to stay here and try to get another one, trying to put a track shell. Doesn't work. I damage his ammo rack though. I didn't bounce, but he misses, and now I'm up to 5,600 damage. I'm trying to pick up the kill on the mouse, but I can't, so I put a shell into the 183, and the 183 clears my teammate. Very, very bad, I think, for me. Chief Mark 6 puts a shell into me, I put one back. I'm trying to pick up the skill on the mouse again, but I just can't, and I'm scared of the 183 coming off from the right, so I don't know exactly what to do. So I decide I'm going to start pulling back. Very risky, as the Chief Mark 6 could have pulled out and put a shell into me. He doesn't, though. Now I'm still scared of that 183. What's he going to do? Where is he going to go? He's not spotted. All I know is the mouse is off to the left of me, and Chief Mark 6 is trying to make a move on me. He is pushing me, so I'm still kind of tied up here. 6,200 damage. I want to win this game, and I want to win it at all costs. So I am running away from this guy. Maybe not the best idea. I do pull up here. I eat a shell from the mouse, but now I know I can kill the mouse just because he doesn't have the reload on me. There, that 30 heat pen would have helped, but he does bounce one off me, and now the 183 just pulls around the corner, and oh no, that's game over. 6,500 damage, 2,300 damage bounced. Unfortunately, the 183 just pulled up the corner 1 second too early. If I would have pulled around, I could have maybe tracked him, gotten the kill, and moved on to the Mark 6. But it is what it is. I end the game again on 6,500 damage, 2,700 damage blocked, and an ace to top it all off on a lost game. Second game over here, I'm also alone, sadly. Yeah. So the second game again is on the same map, but from the different side. We're starting on the other spawn of the map, starting on the north spawn this time. Again, same scenario. I'm going to go over my to my medium side position. I'm going to try and see what I can do over there. Except this time, it's more of a medium brawl than a heavy brawl like it was last game that I went to brawl with those heavies. Now it's more of a medium side fight. As you can see, 4 versus 4 on the medium side. So let's see how this goes. Unfortunately, you can see the Vickers is kind of AFK to start with, so it's a 3 versus 4 on the medium side. I'm kind of worried about him. Now I spot the TVP, the Progetto. Oh no, I bounced a shot from the Progetto, but I'm scared. The TVP is gonna rush me. I know that. TVP gets set on fire. I try to HE, it doesn't work. I track him. He puts 1 shell into me. He puts 2 shells into me. And the third one bounces, fortunately, but that's a TVP for you. I put 1 shell into the Prog. Already our TVP is dying. The Vickers just woke up on our team now. I put a shell into the T-22, luckily didn't bounce there. Our TVP is now dead. And we lost 1 tank already. As you can see, I'm going hull down as much as I can in the T-22 to try and hide that lower plate and get as many bounces as I can. And it's already working. I bounced 920, actually 1,220 damage. As you can see, I'm kind of scared of that Vickers. He is going to trade with me because he has much more alpha than me. But he also has 300 less hit points, so he's got to be a little careful. Sure then picks up the kill on the TVP. I put another maximum into the Vickers and bouncing a shell, meaning that I will be able to clear him with my next shell if I'm lucky. As you can see, I'm watching that Progetto because I'm not exactly happy of where he's going. I try for a hatch in a T-22, and, well, this is just T-22 gameplay. I do want to rush the T-22, but I wasn't exactly sure that would have been the best idea. And so, I wait for my team pushes through. It's a 3v3 now. I'm on 2,500 damage with 2,230 damage blocked. As you can see, the armor working pretty damn effectively, if I can say so myself. Now, we are kind of scared of what's gonna happen in this game because it's a 3v3 versus an E100, a 60 TP, and a V4, all very armored tanks, and we're mediums and a light. We don't have much penetration. This is where the heat pen would have come in very handy. Our TVP goes down from 1,500 hit points to 0, and it's a 2 versus 3. Me and the Sheridan against the world. We have the same idea, sort of. We're going to go and try and flank around, or so I thought. The Sheridan is trying to maybe reset the cap, but I decide that probably the better play is to go and play from a long range from their side. Maybe trying to catch someone that's gonna back up towards the end of the cap circle, you know, trying to hide from us. So I feel like that's probably the best idea here, and I'm going to try and do that. Now, I see the bridge here, and I'm thinking, well, what if I go to the bridge and try and, like, go sort of hold down on the bridge and hide myself on that bridge? That's exactly what I'm going to do. There we go. One shot into the 100 into the side. Pop on that adrenaline. One shot into the 60p. 3,000 damage dealt. 60p puts a shell into me. I'm on 300 hit points. I bounced the E100 once. Now, I still don't know where that V4 is. Still don't know where he is, so I'm kind of scared. I'm still kind of scared of that E4, as you can see. I'm still not exactly focusing on only those guys, but I see my Sheridan's making a move, so very nicely done from the Sheridan there, putting a shell into the V4. And now I'm just waiting for this E100, trying to put a shell into his turret ring. I know the E100 can hatch me because he's from very afar, so I'm not exactly trying to hide my hatches. The Sheridan is being pushed by the 60p, so I pick up the kill on the 60p. 3,400 damage dealt. Put a track shell into the E100, and from here on out, I'm just going to let you enjoy after this bounce from the V4. E100 misses, and this is where the mayhem starts. Sheridan bounces the V4, unfortunately. Look at that angle and the way I bounced the V4 at this angle. And now I get the rear V100 just for some free farm. Another track shell into him. Another track shell into him. I'm low HP, so I'm kind of scared. I bounce him again. Up to 5,500 blocked damage in a medium tank. This tank is like no other. It has no counterparts. There's no tank that could do what this tank can. Now, all that's left is to go in for the kill. Turret goes off. And win goes victory. I don't know what I said there, but that's a victory. 4,700 damage, 5,500 damage blocked. First class, sadly, but we'll take it. Now for the last game on the same map. This is where I'm playing with my friend here from Next Gen. I'm also in Next Gen, but I'm in their waiting clan-ish. I've been AFK for a while, so I decided to get put into that clan so I don't get kicked. I have a spot in the main clan. Now, this game is a little bit interesting because I lagged over there to start with. As you can see, I did not mean to block that Type 61 on purpose. I lagged there. Now, I'm going to make my way with my friend here towards the medium side yet again. The one thing that's going to be different this game, though, is the way I play it. Mainly because I have a person I can rely on the medium side. Now we're waiting. We're waiting because we don't see any of their mediums, so we don't know what they're gonna do. And now we're thinking, well, they're camping, so why don't we just take the fight to them? They're camping because, as you can see, over there, our Kron doesn't spot anybody in the city as well, so we know they're either mid or camping. There's the E3 spotted. Track shell into the E3, he repairs it and pulls behind cover. I take a shell from the M48, and that shell over there was one of the luckiest I've ever hit, hatching him on the move full circle while the turret was moving. And the fact I tracked that Type 68 also meant he ate another 600 damage from our E4. Our friend, the 121B, manages to clear the E3, and now we're trying to make a move on this Tutel. to try and clear the area for our 121B. Our Type 61 and our Kron fall though, so we know this is not going to be a very easy game with that Badger as well. I'm trying to put some shells into this Tortoise to clear the path for our 121B. Unfortunately, Type 68 does manage to put a shell into us. So now I'm still trying to just clear this Tortoise to let our 121B make a move. And now I'm telling him he has more hit points. He needs to do something about that M48. The 60P is going to deal with the Type, so I have the clear kill on the Tortoise. Now I'm moving in, putting a shell into the M48, and then running away because I know my 121B can deal with him. So now I'm trying to help our 60TP to not get shot so much. Unfortunately, I don't manage to do that, but I can help him secure the kill. I get shots from the T-62A, now I'm 774 hit points. I'm making a very aggressive move on the C-100. As you can see, I told you I played this tank very, very aggressively. I can get one shot if he max rolls, but I was still trying to get very, very aggressive. And it paid off because I'm going to farm this guy for quite a lot of damage. Same goes for my platoon mate. We're up to 3,800 damage, 2 kills, no damage bounce. The armor wasn't shown, but it was shown. We have showed how playing so aggressively with this tank with a platoon mate can work. And as you can see, I put a shell, he puts a shell, we clear him, and now we're both rushing this T-62A. I track him, give him a low ram for 200. My platoon mate clears him, 2 kills, 4,600 damage dealt, and another ace coming our way, as you will see very shortly, with 2,400 assists as well. Nice crucial contribution and brothers in arms. If you still think the T-22 is outdated, think again. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, maybe subscribe, drop a like, tell me what tanks I should make a review up next. Have a good one. Bye bye.